Hey
Hello.
guys, it's Sophie. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm with my husband.
That is me.
I'm trying to think, when the last time you were on the channel?
It's been a minute.
Probably like a mukbang or something.
Probably, that sounds about right.
Well, yeah, we're married. Big married. Can you even see my ring? I don't know.
You see mine, mine's bigger.
I have two. Oh yeah, I'm wearing the same outfit as last week. Please nobody judge me. Like I'm still recovering from being sick. The cat's hi. Indy just like wants to be in every video. But anyway guys, in today's video, as you can see by the title, we're gonna talk about our wedding and our honeymoon. Now in my Halloween video, when I was getting ready, I talked about it a little bit.
Just a smidgen.
I'm like slouching, okay. But I didn't talk about it too much. And I didn't talk about our honeymoon really at all. And then I have a lot of photos, so I'm just gonna pop them up on the screen for 5 seconds, 10 seconds as we're talking about it. So, we got married on
October 13th.
Yes, we did. And we wanted, that's just hard because I always wanted, as I was saying, I always wanted a December wedding, but we live in North Dakota.
So that can't happen. And
we just had our first snowfall, which was 6 inches yesterday. So that was fun. But yeah, so basically even though it was October 13th, it was still 50 degrees at our wedding. Which is fine because all of our stuff was indoors. But I wanted to take some photos outdoors because I wanted to go back to the park we got engaged at. So yeah, basically I told Solomon, I was like, well, I know we can't do a December wedding and you don't like winter, so that's out. And I was like, would you want to do, because he always wanted a summer wedding, and I said, no, that's out. Because he wanted to get married outside in the heat with the bugs, with the dirt. Beach. Yeah, but beaches, honey, sand goes everywhere.
I like sand.
And it would be 80, 90 degrees. All my makeup would just... So I was like, yeah, no. So our dream weddings, we looked at each other, we're like, no thanks.
Well, my dream wedding is getting married to you.
Oh, you know what I mean? The idea we had in our head before we met the person, we both were like, no. So then I was like, okay, what about an October wedding? And he's like, okay. And the problem with October is it's my favorite month. I don't know, do you like October? It's my favorite month.
I don't mind October. It's not one of my favorites because
I gotta stop playing with my hair.
My favorites would be June, July, and August.
I feel like my least favorite month. But yeah, so the only problem with October is a lot of people in my family got married in October the past few years, and then my sister's birthday is in October, and we have friends' birthdays in October.
So we had to schedule around everything. So
trying to find a date that wasn't impeding on someone else's day or birthday was super hard. And then it's way cheaper to get married on a Sunday at our venue, so that's what we did. And then I finally picked a Sunday and everyone's like, you're getting married on the 13th? But that's unlucky. And I was like, stop. I can't right now. So yeah, that was why we picked that date. Okay, so this is another reason why I wanted to get married in October. Look at this photo that I'm popping up right now. Just gorgeous fall colors. This is the same park we got engaged at 2 years ago. And yeah, I just loved it. And then because it was a Sunday, the park really wasn't that busy.
It was not busy at all. There was a couple times where we'd have to step out of the way for bikers or some other family to come by. But I think also people do respect when they see that wedding photos are being taken. They kind of try to stay out of them.
You know, sometimes kids don't understand though.
Yeah.
So luckily we didn't see many kids.
I don't know. I think most people respected it. I was very happy with it.
I think we saw 10 people total. And we were there for a half hour. And most people were like, congratulations, God bless, you look great.
And there was some very nice people.
Yeah, there was a old man who was walking and he just looks at us, he's like, God bless you. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry, stop it.
It was very sweet.
Yeah, no, it was really sweet, but oh. Yeah, so in this photo I didn't have my jacket on because I wanted to show my dress. But then this photo I have my jacket on because I was cold. Because it says the bride on the back. If you saw my engagement photos on my Instagram, you'd see that if you wanted to see that. But yeah, so how to get these photos. So, and we didn't have a wedding party. That's something very different. We've worked 50 weddings together and I've never not seen a bridal party besides your brother's wedding.
I had one or two.
Yeah, but I liked it. And then because we didn't have a bridal party, our photographer was like, oh, you can do whatever you want. We have so much time. you just walk around and I'll follow you. Like, I'm your stalker.
It's very nice.
That's what she said. And I was like, okay, cool. And then we were kind of the people where like we had a few ideas, right? Like what we wanted.
But we really trusted our photographer to have like the creative, like you do this for a living, you know what works and what doesn't. Like we might have a couple ideas, but we really just let her have creative freedom, which I think turned out wonderfully.
Yeah, and I love how she edits. She edits the way I would edit. Like her coloring, she does a little bit of contrast, but not too much.
She got that color grading on point.
Yeah, and like maybe she edited some of my zits, I don't know. But she did it in a way where like I still look like me. So that's good. I feel like I want to talk about my dress, but I can't yet because I want to make a whole video talking about my dress. I'm just waiting to get our photos back because I didn't take any photos of my dress. And I know my photographer did, like, solo shots of us. But, like, I don't have them back yet. I think we'll get them back next week. So
yeah,
if that happens, I can film that video. And then we could start editing our wedding video. Because we're editing our wedding video ourselves. Which, again, like, if you know how to do that, and you're willing to do that, I would recommend it. Because that saved us a lot of money to edit it ourselves. Like, it was, like, almost half off. Because we did that, almost.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're willing, do it. I feel like
it also needs to be something that they offer.
That they offer, yeah. Like if you're willing and your photographer's willing, do it. Yeah, we asked her obviously. And then like, so this one photo. So and you can see our arch in the back. So that's how I decorated it. I just went like fall colors, candles. I don't know. Did you like how I decorated? I kind of took over decorating a little bit.
I thought it looked nice. The building that we were in is already beautiful enough where decorations are more like an icing on the cake sort of thing, where like it already is just so beautiful in there.
Yeah, like in this photo when it pop up, like you can see the arch that I'm talking about, the drapery, but also like just look at the building itself. Like look at the window, look at the brick walls.
The windows and the bricks do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Well, then when we show you some reception photos, you'll see that there's already like fairy lights strung up.
Yeah.
Which on the ceiling, which I really wanted, but I was like, I don't want to do that myself. Like putting them up and taking them down.
Most venues won't allow you to do that yourself.
Oh, okay.
It takes too long to take them down.
Well, good, because I kept saying like I want a venue that has windows, has brick, and has fairy lights. So when we walked in there, which is bad because when we were touring places, you were like, don't get too excited, or else like we can't haggle. And I was like, and as soon as I walked in, I was like, I love it. You're like. And I was like,
you gotta make them, it's like real estate, you gotta make them think that you hate it so they start offering deals.
Yeah, because I was willing to get married on a Sunday, it was still cheap.
It was already, yeah, we already got a deal. We might not have been able to get anything, but you never know.
I'd say my favorite thing about our venue too is like, it's so open. Like, there's so many venues that, you know, I've been to that are beautiful, but there's a lot of walls, which is fine, but it makes it harder to see everything.
Yeah.
So like, I liked that our venue had just like, it was just big open space. So, and it could fit 400 people and we only had 120 guests. So like we had lots of room to move around. There was a buffet, so like everybody was able to move around the tables and get the food. That's another tip I have. Just get a venue that's like more space than you need. I think that's a good tip.
That's fair, yeah. I like to have room to move around. Some people want it a bit more condensed as well.
What is the cat doing? Oh yeah, and then I'm sorry, back to the park. I remember I just wanted so many photos of like him picking me up. So there's this one. And you were like, I've never picked you up like that before.
Yeah?
So like when me and our photographer was trying to explain how to do it, you're like, I have to put my hands under your butt? What am I doing? I was like, yeah. And then this one, I don't know. I don't really like being dipped. Because like, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna fall or something. So when he did this one, I was like, ah! And the photographer's like, just smile, like, you won't fall, he's got you. And I was like,
I got it.
But I feel like I'm gonna fall. So yeah, there was those, which was cute. Oh, I love this photo too. Because again, like, you could just see
those
how
right after
pretty.
we did our toast, right?
Oh, yeah, I think so. But you could just see how pretty the background is and like just the subtle decorating I did. And because like we picked a venue that we really liked the look of, I mean, I still spent like $500 on decorations. But that's because I had to make 16 centerpieces. Wedding arches are expensive. But like the prettier you think your venue is, the less money you have to spend decorating
our
it.
wedding ours for free.
No, like the drapery.
Oh.
Because it came with the flowers too. So like, yeah, like, and we only spent like an hour decorating. So
Okay.
it didn't.
I was just confused at first. I'm like, no, we got our ours for free. What are you talking
The
about?
vases alone for 16 vases was like $50.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They're nice vases though.
Oh, and then, oh.
She broke one. Right
As soon as we got there, I freaking dropped one and it broke, and I didn't have an extra one, and I was crying. And I felt bad because the venue persons had to sweep, and then he
just walked in and was like, hey, I have extra vases, and we're like, thank you.
Because then I forgot the vase for my bouquet at our table, so I was 2 vases short, and I was like, I have to start getting ready. Like, so just another tip. Just stay calm. Like, if crap happens, just let people help you.
People are there to help you. Like,
I know.
If someone is coming to your wedding, it means that they love and support you and understand that this is a very important day for you. Like, it was really great that guy just had extra vases and nothing was a matter, but I mean, we had people already saying as soon as Sophie started getting upset, like, hey, like, we'll go to the store, we'll buy some vases right now for you.
But
like,
then I would have felt bad because people would have had to do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, even like our one DJ friend who came, even she texted me that morning and she's like, in all caps, she's like, let us help you, love you. And I was like, ah! And then to our photographer, like during the newlywed games, she was like, oh, when do you wanna, that's like where you sit down and then you ask questions and then you put up the person's shoe who you think is but you don't see each other, so it's like funny.
Yeah, the newlywed game.
I know some people don't know what that is, but like, yeah, so we were gonna play that, and the photographer was like, oh, when do you want to do that? I was like, oh, like in 10 minutes I'll go set up the chairs, because that's like my job, I help you set up stuff. And she was like, whoa, you're the bride, you do not set that up. And I was like, but that's what I do. It was,
I will say that's not a hard thing, you just put 2 chairs.
It's not hard, but like, well, my job is like fun and like not that hard, I'll be honest. But like, I'm just saying, I'm so used to like just doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So when she was like, no, you're not doing that, I was like, but that's what I do. So yeah, again, just like let people help you. Like, don't be a bridezilla or a groomzilla and be rude, but like let people help you.
If people are offering to help you, allow them. Most people want to help.
And then, oh yeah, we gotta talk about our ceremony. I don't have a lot of ceremony photos. The only other ceremony photo I have
Me dapping up.
is this one with my dad. I'll pop it up. And my dad looks adorable. I look crazy.
You do not.
Because like as soon as I started walking down the aisle, I started crying and I just looked nuts. But like,
Beautiful.
So yeah, oh thank you. But yeah, so those are our only 2 ceremony photos we have back so far. But like, we rewrote our own vows, which I really liked. I feel like that's not very common either.
I think it depends on the circle of people. I mean, it's...
Which I totally understand. Like, I get it. Or people do them privately, which I understand. But I just think, like, people just came up to us like, wow, like, that ceremony was, like, so much more sentimental. Like, I don't know. Like, I like both ceremonies, but I like that we wrote our own vows. Probably because we're writers. It just makes sense for us.
Yeah, it would kind of be strange if we didn't.
Yeah. And then I kept tearing up at the ceremony, and I had made sure my dad, my mom, Solomon, and I had some in my purse, but I didn't have my purse at the ceremony. But I just made sure everyone around me had little tissues.
So we could hand them to her if necessary.
And I started tearing up, and I just turned to my dad, and I go, and he hands me a tissue, and then I didn't know what to do with it. I just threw it at him. And I was like, wow, okay, why'd I just do that? But it's whatever. So yeah, I just heard people giggling, because I kept like throwing tissues at my dad.
It was funny, I like it.
I mean, my dad was laughing too. He wasn't mad. And they're tissues, so they don't like hurt. But yeah, that was...
Granted, it was a thing of like, you just doing like the dab. If you were going, well, then it would have been like, oh, don't do that.
I don't know why I didn't just like take it from you. No, I was like, I turned to my dad.
You probably wanted to for me doing it.
I just remember turning to my dad a lot for whatever reason.
You definitely took a majority from him, but...
That was so fun. I wish I actually was a guest to see that, because that was probably so funny.
Well, we'll see it in the wedding video once we get her.
Well, that's the one thing about your wedding, like, you don't get to see stuff like my little nephew, well, our little nephew, sorry. He walked down the aisle with like a "Here Comes the Bride" sign, and I really wanted to see that, but I couldn't, obviously. But my mom said like, I wanted him to wear it around his neck, but my mom said he just didn't want to do that, so I let him carry it. But he was like, yeah, You could barely read it.
Maybe.
He wasn't holding it that great. I was like, dang it, this is why I tried to get him to wear it around his neck.
When a cute kid walks down before the bride, though, everybody knows what it's supposed to be. It's either flower girl or ring bearer, depending.
But like, he's 3, so with his outfit with the sign, I just told my sister, like, I mean, this is my ideas, but like, he's 3, so do whatever he'll actually do.
Yeah, and even though he was the ring bearer, I'm like, I'm just gonna keep the rings on me. Like,
yeah. Which is probably a good thing, because if he can't carry a sign correctly, he probably would have dropped the rings or something.
I mean, I'm not sure about that one. It's just one of those things, like, I felt more comfortable, more safe with them in my pocket than someone else having them all day.
Oh, let's talk about the cake. The cake was a story. Right?
So I called up a vendor to basically, so we wanted to have like fall
I can pop the
leaves
picture.
around
This
the
is what
cake.
I wanted.
And they were like, yeah, we got it. I won't name the vendor because of our story, and it's not a great one that doesn't reflect well on them, but they're like, yeah, we got this, no problem. And then like a week before the wedding, they're like, yeah, we're not doing the leaves anymore. Figure it out. And I'm like,
You didn't tell me that. I didn't know that.
no time. So then I didn't want to freak her out. So I called up my cousin who like does baking a lot of the times. Like she made the cupcakes for my brother's wedding and things like that. And I was like, hey, what's the chance like you could make like some
fondant leaves?
Fondant, that was the word I was looking for. Some fondant leaves so we can like stick them around this cake. So then she came up the day before the wedding and we made the leaves together, me, her, and her son. And then we just attached them to this circular cake that they made us without the leaves that they originally promised.
And we paid the same price.
Yeah, it was definitely frustrating, but also I don't not recommend them as a bakery either because they were cheap, it tasted good, and we got cookies through them that were fantastic.
I mean, what did I spend, like $80 for 120 cookies and a round and 1 tier cake? I mean, yeah, it wasn't expensive.
Wouldn't trust them to design your cake, but besides that, everything else I thought was pretty great. So like, I'm still not like, I'm not happy with them necessarily because of like the way that it was like, they said yes up until it was almost too late to fix it. I think that was like, if they're not going to do it, just say no right away, and then I would have just gone to someone else and it would have been fine.
And then the receipt confused me and my mom. This is why it's a story. So the receipt said 1 tier cake, like 1 special cake order or whatever. Like it didn't have the cookies on there.
Yes.
So like my mom and I were like, oh my god, are they not making the cookies? And I was like, so I tried to call him like 10-20 times in the course of like an hour, which is crazy.
Making the leaves, so
I don't normally do that. But my mom kept being like, well, he has to answer because like if they didn't make them, we have to go buy them. And I was like, well, I don't want to buy them though if he's got it figured out. And then by the time he answered like 2 hours later, he's like, oh, I was making leaves with my cousin. I was like, why are you making leaves? And he's like, because they won't make them anymore. I go, what? And he's like, it's okay. And then, yeah, he said, I was like, are the cookies gonna be there? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, well, what the heck? It was a mess.
See, the thing is, it confused them because it was just, the order was 1 receipt. So it was the special cake order included the cookies and the cake because it was all the same order. That's how their receipts are done. Yeah, and it was a mess. It really, it makes sense in my opinion. It did not make sense to her and her mom. I understood though. So just be super specific when you're ordering things. Like just showing them a photo, I guess, doesn't cut it. Just be like super specific. So this is the photo of us cutting the cake, and then I just bought like a little of the Carlsons, and our colors were like orange and purple, so that's why those are the colors. I feel like most of the time the like cake topper is black or white, but I didn't do that. But, yeah. Really unique with it. I will say though, it was kind of tough to get those leaves on. Like as you can see, like 1 fell off. It was tough to get them on. They looked nice though. They looked nice, and it was really nice of you guys to do that, but it was a little stressful, not gonna lie. Yeah. Fondant, in my opinion, does not taste good though. No one really ate them. And then the cookies, everyone told me how amazing they were. I didn't get one. I will say I gave you half of one of my cookies, and now I'm wondering what you did with it. I don't know. I think I put it down and like went to the bathroom or something, and then I did that with my cake, with the cake too. See, someone hands me a cookie, that's going in. I ate half the piece of cake we shared, and then I put it down at our table, and then I went to dance for like 20 minutes, and when I came back, it was gone. Like, our staff at our venue was too good. I was like, stop cleaning my crap! But obviously I'm not gonna tell them that because they're just doing their jobs. I mean, but I was like, no!
No!
In their defense, it was sat up there for more than like 2.5 hours without
What? No, it was like, I thought it was like a half hour.
No, it was like up there for like 2 hours.
Well, whatever. I still had my fork on it. It was just cake. It doesn't have to, it could sit there.
I know, they just started cleaning off all the other tables. Though.
It's not their fault, it's my fault. I should have just eaten it. But you know, when you're the bride or the groom, like you're going this way, you're going that way, ugh. Like it was still a good time, but like it's a lot. So that's why I wanted to make sure we got a video. I mean, I do YouTube, so that's one big reason. But even if I didn't, like, yeah, a lot of people say they wish they would because pictures are great and everything, but like video is really like, oh yeah, this is what we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a lot. Okay, so here's this photo of us dancing during our first dance. I'll pop it up. As you can see, like, just all the lights. And then our photographer, she does this thing where she holds up fairy lights to the lens when she's taking, like, reception photos. She did that when we first met her at another wedding we worked last year. And that's what made me, like, want to work with her. And then I started talking to her more, and I just liked her. I mean, we still did, like, 5 other meetings with photographers just to make sure we were getting the best deal.
But pretty much, as soon as we met her, we pretty much knew. She was awesome. Well,
then my best friend's getting married next year, and she was just randomly looking at, like, wedding photos on Instagram. And then she goes, oh, I really like this photographer. I go, girl, that's my photographer. She goes, what? And I said, yeah, I don't know if she's interested, but I don't think they picked yet. And I was like, yeah, like, you'll meet her in October. And the funny thing is they both have the same name, though. So at the wedding, I was like, oh, shoot. Like, this is gonna get confusing, but it was okay.
It was not that confusing.
Well, like, because I have a nickname for my best friend, so, like, I just told her, I said, if I say the full name, that's the photographer. If I say the nickname, that's you, obviously. So, yeah, it was funny, though. I hope they work with her.
And she was awesome.
I mean, they were saying how they have, like, a lot more poses that they want than we did, but our photographer was cool. Like, she'll freehand it, but she'll also, like, do whatever you, like, she'll just do whatever you say. So... It was fun. And then like all of our DJ friends were there, so like it got a little crazy, but in a good way. So yeah, I would say our wedding was like, it was the best day of my life, but things still did go wrong. Like not too many things, but
that is life.
I wouldn't give it a perfect 10 because things still went wrong, but it was like a 9 and a half. But yeah, like for experience, like 10, but for like, and that's the thing, like the little things that went wrong that only we noticed, or like our DJ friends might have noticed because they work in the industry, but like our friends and our family who don't work in the industry, they were like, you had a perfect wedding, and I was like, almost perfect, but yeah, thank you. So yeah,
perfect to me. Yeah.
That's probably my last piece of advice. Just like, only you notice the little things. Like, I know it's hard. Maybe we should scoot over, we're not in center. Like, I know it's hard to have this vision in your head, and then if some things go wrong, it's like hard to let go. I feel like especially for women, I don't know why.
All my wedding advice chills down to 2 words. Chill, bruh.
Well, and you're a groom that was super active. Like, you planned more than I did, and that's very uncommon. And you're a groom that's like dreamed of your wedding. I don't think you've dreamed of it for half your life, but you've dreamed of your wedding for a good decade now.
I don't know. I feel like it's a natural thing to dream about.
I know, you were just a very active groom. And I still freaked out more than you. I think it's just, I don't know.
I got that chill in me.
Thing. I don't know. But yeah, so, and then we want to make a little scrapbook once we get all our photos back. That'll be fun. That's like a cute little date night we could do. So we're hoping to do that too. So that's like the wedding updates. And then whenever I get my photos back, I'll make the wedding dress video. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell if you want to see that. Hopefully that's next week's video, but we gotta see when we get them back. And I don't know, do you think we could get the video done by the end of December? I mean, it's like 12 hours of footage. And we have to put it in like a 10-minute video top. So it's gonna be a lot of work, but I think it'll be worth it.
Like a 5-minute video, generally.
Well, basically like, I want half of it to be like our vows / our friends' speeches, and then the other half be music. So I would say like 8 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, and the song we're using in the background, he made, so. But yeah, so that's the wedding. And then oh yeah, the day after our wedding was our friend's birthday. And I felt bad, I didn't know that. So when I told, because he's one of your friends that like became my friends over time, so I haven't known him very long. But yeah, so when I told him and his girlfriend the wedding day, he's like, well, that's the day before my birthday. I was like, what? And he's like, oh, but it's okay, I don't mind. And I was like, oh, okay, oh, good. So yeah, so then the next day we just hung out with him and his girlfriend, and we just like went to the mall, got dinner. And then, oh my god, I need to pop up this video. So here's a video. I didn't know my besties painted our car.
Yeah, that was weird.
It wasn't weird, that's a normal thing.
I mean, it was like weird it was weird to stumble upon it because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, me neither.
I did not mean weird in a bad way.
Here's the video of my reaction to seeing it, because my friend...
What the hell? You shit on my car. Who did that? Did you do that? Oh my god!
I'm guessing the person pointing the camera at us did it.
I love that video. It's like, at first it seems like I'm maybe upset, but I wasn't. I just was like, what the heck? And I was like, wait, it's you! You did that! It was, oh my gosh, I'm such a dork. But yeah, so they're like, yeah, we didn't know exactly when your first dance was, so like, when you were just like talking to people, we went outside to spray your car, and then halfway through spraying your car, the DJ was like, and now introducing for their first dance. I'm like, no, we want to see that. But luckily, like, we parked our car right by a garage that has a lot of windows.
So they could probably still see it.
Still see it. It's like a garage you can lift up and then just put all the equipment in. Oh my god, it's so nice when you're working. It's like fabulous. But yeah, so that was really funny. Okay, that was the last wedding thing now. Okay, so the honeymoon, we went on our honeymoon on the 15th.
Sure.
So I wanted one day after the wedding to pack and to like
get everything
in order. When I was packing, our cat sat in my suitcase. Like, he acted like he wanted to go, and I was like, you can't go. Like, Auntie, like our friend who, well, she just moved out of our building, but she did live in our building. We just gave her the key, and she walked upstairs, and she checked on him every day. But yeah, oh my god, that was sad. So I wanted to do a little pit stop. I told you about it before we did it though, right?
Give me some more
context.
To
Walker.
Oh, yeah.
So we were driving up, and I was like, wait, like, this is gonna be an hour detour, but like, I want to go to this little town because it's a little lake town. So like, we only go there in the summer, but his parents have a lake house, so like, we never went to that little lake town because it made more sense.
Ain't no reason to go to a lake town. You got a lake place.
Very grateful for your parents, but like, I was like, no. Like, I know it's cold outside, and we're not gonna swim or anything, but I want to show you this cute little beach because it has this cute little lighthouse next to it, and then I want to walk you through the town because there's cute little shops, and then we found this really cute coffee shop.
Oh, they had good food too.
And you don't like coffee, but like the food was really good.
Oh, yeah, good food.
That soup was like one of the best things we ate the whole trip.
Good sandwich.
Yeah, the sandwich was good too, but that soup, it was like,
I like the sandwich.
Cheese tortellini soup. So it was kind of weird. It was like pasta and soup, but I'm telling you, so good. And then they had their whole like, cause
pasta being in soup is pretty common.
I know.
Chicken noodle is
like a noodle in soup. I feel like it's common, but I've never had a whole tortellini in a soup before.
Oh, I have.
Well, I have, but it was really good. And like, it was October, you know, so they had their whole Halloween menu out, and I got a vampire mocha, and it was so good. I don't even know what made it a vampire mocha, but it was good. Maybe they put like some red syrup in it that I don't remember, but it was good.
Imagine they just finished making the coffee and then they go, I'm bleeding it.
Oh, and I feel like pro tip, if you can, share as much food as possible with each other.
I think that's just a good rule of life. Our portion sizes are way too big here.
Well, plus like when you're like, you know, out and about, and you haven't checked into your hotel yet, or you don't want to go back to your hotel to put leftovers in the fridge.
Yeah.
Because I'm that person where I'm like, we're taking leftovers home because I'm not wasting my money. So yeah. I will never leave food unless, you know, it was like I didn't like it. But then again, I'll normally take it home and be like, you want it? So yeah, so like pro tip, I feel like we saved a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, I just like sharing in general.
Yeah, I used to not like sharing. I feel like my metabolism has slowed way down. Like when we first started dating, I was 18, almost 19. So like for the first 3 years, I was like, I'm not sharing, I'm eating this all. And I did. And in the last couple years, I would like still not share, but I've never finished anything. So I'd take it home and eat it later, but Solomon was like, just start sharing with me. And I'm like, but I like food. And he goes, yeah, but your metabolism's gone, babe. Like, you can't eat as much.
I did not. Why did I not say that?
Well, I must have said that then. Because I was like, why can't I finish this anymore? And you're like, well, you're getting older. And I was like, oh, my metabolism. Okay. That's probably it. That's not a bad thing to lose your metabolism. It just happens when you get older.
Yeah, if you drink water, you can also restart your metabolism and
I've been trying to drink more water, but I'm just
drinking like the amount of water that you're supposed to is like the #1 way to get a better metabolism. So then after we went to Walker, we drove into Duluth, which is where we were at. And we went into a little hotel.
Yeah, if you haven't been to Duluth, Minnesota. So like this is the lift bridge. That's probably the most iconic thing about Duluth. Duluth is like a place where you can be in Canal and it feels like a city and there's lots of shops and restaurants and stuff to do. But if you drive down a little bit, like there's lots of hiking and like nature you could see. So like I tried to do both. Like I showed you all the nature stuff, which I still enjoyed, but I just remember talking to Solomon and I was like, next time we come to Duluth, I just want to stay in the canal. Like I'm such a silly
I don't
girl.
want to do the walking anymore.
Well, no, when you're in canal, you're walking everywhere. Like we walked the whole boardwalk.
I sort of meant like the hiking, nature walk.
Yeah, I don't really, even in fall, and fall's my favorite time to be outside, I just still don't love the outdoors. Well, then it was hard because the first day we got there, it was really cold. So like I was kind of like, ooh, like I just want to sit in a coffee shop and read my book or like go get pizza. Like and then the next day I was like bundled up, right? And then it was hot. So I was like, oh my God, like I'm wearing a sweater and I'm like sweating and I'm dying.
I have a fantastic story that I'd love to mention about our first day.
Oh gee, I was a mess
We were walking down because there was, you know, we were just walking down Olive Canal and there's this cute little sign for like a sale going on in the store and it's their fall foraging sale. Fall foraging sale. And Sophie walks up to me and goes, fall foraging? And I don't know if I've ever laughed like it.
I was an honor student, okay? I read, I write, I'm writing a poetry book. You're making me look bad.
Foraging.
This blonde hair is natural, okay? I have my moments.
That's so funny.
I did another thing like that later on, but I don't remember what
it wasn't
the word
as funny
was.
as the first one.
But I did it again, like 2 days later. I was like, what? I'm not stupid. Like, what's going on? I think I was just having like, well, then it was hard too, because like, I feel like you're so happy you're on your honeymoon, but then you're like, oh, but the wedding's over.
So yeah, she was having a little bit of mood swings.
Like, I would be really happy, and then randomly I would like get sad. And he's like, why are you sad? I was like, because the wedding's over. But then every now and then, like, the wedding's over, like the stress is gone. Like, it was weird. I was like, bloop, 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 bloop. Like, my emotions were like,
so
yeah, it was a weird honeymoon, because 1 second Saul was like, yeah, you're happy. The next he's like, why are you crying? And I was like, I don't know. It was a mess.
Life.
But yeah, so after we went to the lift bridge, we got coffee. Where's that photo at? Here we go. We got coffee at Caribou, but I loved because you could go upstairs and look at that. In this little book nook window, you could see the lift bridge while I was reading. It was amazing. I loved it. I got a hot chocolate.
Was that the first day?
That was our first day.
Oh,
and then after that, I took him to my favorite pizza place on earth, Vita Pizza. I know in the photo it doesn't look amazing, but I'm telling you, it tastes really good. It's Neapolitan style pizza.
Yeah, I like Neapolitan
style. And then look at how cute it's decorated.
I just kind of like any like wood fire pizza. Wood fire pizza is the best kind.
And again, we shared it, so like we didn't have to worry about leftovers. We saved money. But honestly, we didn't have to do that because we were going to our hotel right after. But
yeah.
Our hotel was amazing. This was like a hotel I wanted to stay at for as long as I can remember, but it's like made for couples, and every time I go to Duluth I was with my family, so just it never worked out. But like, yeah, so like this is the view from our room. We were like right on the water. And then another view from our room, like we were right next to the lift bridge because we got switched.
We had 2 different rooms.
We had 2 different rooms because the first room, well actually we had 3. That was a mess. When we first get there, they put us on the ground floor facing the parking lot, and we're like, we did not pay for this. We paid for top level with a water view, and like we wanted a cute little like whirlpool in there so we could take baths and like be all cutesy and stuff. So I was like, this is not right. So he's like, I'll fix it. I was like, okay. So yeah, he's like, okay, they fixed it. I was like, okay, perfect. So then they moved us, and then the next day Solomon was like, oh yeah, I paid for like a honeymoon package. So they like put flowers in another room. So we had to move again.
That's not why we had to move. We already had to move.
Well, whatever.
That was just a thing I did to be.
Which was really sweet, but then there's this photo, right? I didn't know he paid for the honeymoon package because we bought our own wine because I'm really picky about my wines. We brought our candles from the wedding, our fake candles, and then we brought our own flowers. So he said, oh yeah, I paid to get flowers and wine. And I was like, wait, but we already did this. Like,
Well, I did it a month before, so.
No, it was really sweet, but I was just sitting here like, wait, we already did this. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Another thing, just let your man treat you if he wants to. Like, just, you don't have to be practical all the time. Like, just let him do it. So yeah, that was like the first day / night. And then the next day, oh, I don't have a photo of the boardwalk. I thought I did. Well, I have a video for my Snapchat. So like we walked the boardwalk. And that's in the city and it's a lot of walking.
That was a nice little walk.
So like we walked the boardwalk just to see the view, and we walked up to this one place called Fitzger's. And it's like a mini shopping mall. And when we went there, I bought a book, here's my picture, and a coffee at this little coffee shop called, what was it, the Yellow Bicycle?
Got a hot chocolate actually, I believe.
Yeah, I got a lot of hot chocolates because like we were sharing and he doesn't like coffee. So I was like, but you're really picky about your hot chocolate.
Honestly, a lot of coffee shops,
they mess it up.
Don't make good hot chocolate. Diners, always fantastic. Like Denny's and Perkins have some great hot chocolate. Granted, I like small town diners that no one would know the name of more than like branded diners.
Well, you grew up in a small town.
But I don't know, if you're gonna get hot chocolate, diners always have better hot chocolate than like Caribou. Starbucks has the worst hot chocolate I've ever had.
Well, it's because Caribou and Starbucks make it with water for whatever reason.
If you make your hot chocolate with water, you're a sociopath. It is a milk activity.
Okay, I used to make it with water because that's what the directions say.
Sociopath.
But no, milk.
It actually says on the packet.
Well, the thing with Caribou, I feel like next time if I go to Caribou or Starbucks and I want hot chocolate, they have milk. So I just need to say like, oh, can you make it with milk instead of water? I mean, maybe they'll charge you a little bit more, but they can do it.
I'll say I've done that at Starbucks and their hot chocolate is still bad. So they just have bad hot chocolate in
Did
general.
you do that at Caribou? You like Caribou better?
I don't think I have done that at Caribou. But also, a lot of times I just get their frozen hot chocolate.
They don't have that anymore though.
If you ask, they still make it generally.
Oh. Well, I asked once and she didn't make it for you.
Well, every time I've asked that guy.
Oh my god, you get hit on at coffee shops like crazy.
It's the turtle.
See, I don't really like turtle. See, I'm ugly then because I don't get hit on ever. Like, maybe, you always say when we go out, like, weird guys will look at me, but, like, they got
I did not say weird. I just, guys.
Well, whatever. You said, yeah, okay, I didn't mean that, but there was this one weird guy that came up to me. Maybe that's why I'm associating it with it, but, and I never noticed because I'm not looking
Sophie
for
gets
it, but.
checked out a lot. Sophie gets checked out more than me, but people actually, like.
They don't do any nice things.
People actually approach me, yeah.
That. I must look like a BITCH then. Why don't they come up to me? Oh, no, maybe this. But you have this.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
I don't like it.
But yeah.
I'd rather be in your shoes, not gonna lie.
Honestly, yeah, I don't want to talk to strangers. So then after that, I took him, this was our first like hiking that we did. This is Anger Tower, and here's a video for my Snapchat at the top. It's really pretty, but I forgot that you're like slightly afraid of heights.
I didn't do well.
Like, we started climbing the stairs and he was like, I was like, are you okay? I was like, I'm the one with asthma, why are you breathing hard? And he's like, did you forget I'm like low-key afraid of heights? I was like, yeah. And I was like, but we have to go to the top. Like, the view's gorgeous, I promise.
I think people often forget that I'm afraid of heights because I don't let it stop me from doing things. Like,
no.
When people ask, like, would you ever go, like, bungee jumping? I'm like, yeah. Would you ever go skydiving? Of course.
Well, I wouldn't do any of that crap, and I'm not afraid of heights.
Would I be terrified the entire time? Would I be in one of those videos if I ever go skydiving where the entire time I'm just, ah! Yes, but I would still do it.
Well, you're better on airplanes than me too, and I'm not afraid of heights.
Honestly, this is a common thing with most people that have a fear of heights. Generally, don't feel it in airplanes. It's just like a different thing.
Honestly, no, it's more airports. I hate airports. Airports are just like the TSA, and then like they're really busy. Like, I really don't like airports.
I know like 4 or 5 people that have a fear of heights, and none of them have like a fear in airplanes. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't fit the same vibe. The same as like, if I'm in a building and I'm really high, I'm not freaking out. If I'm on a balcony really high, I get the
Oh, I only get that way if I stand by the edge, obviously. Like, I just want a photo of me in Duluth when I was, like, right when we started dating. I was 19. Where we went to Gooseberry Falls, which I'll talk about and show you later. And I sat, like, my feet were dangling over the waterfall. Because I wanted a photo. And so I was like, well, how did you do that? Like, you're lucky you didn't die. Like, you know, like those people who have died to get this shot. I'm like, I mean, I was terrified, but anything for the picture.
No, not anything.
Okay, not
Many
anything.
things I would not do for a photo.
I mean, I was super careful, don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't think I'd do that again. Like, 19 versus 25-year-old me is different.
You're smart.
Well, and then too, like, well, I'm terrified of the ocean, but when we went to Mexico, I was taking photos in the water because I was like, this looks good, dang it. Like, so yeah. I'm kind of like photo influenced. Same with in the morning. I hate the morning. I'm not a morning person, but if Solomon's like, wake up, I have coffee, I'm like, what? So yeah, I'm like food influenced and photo influenced. That's what I've learned about myself.
I'm just not influenced easily.
Okay, so after that, we went to this restaurant called Harbor 360. Here's the picture. So this restaurant was kind of interesting. You like, it's at the top of a hotel. So you like go to the top of the hotel in the elevator, then you get off. When you first walk in, the ground is solid, like it's not moving. But then when they take you into like the dining space,
it spins.
It's slightly moving. So like if you get motion sickness or something, maybe don't try this place if you ever go to Duluth, but yeah, it just like slightly spins and you get like a 360 view of Duluth.
Honestly, I wouldn't really recommend it in general. Their food was not very good and it was overpriced because of the gimmick.
That was the one time we didn't share because I wanted a burger and you wanted a chicken sandwich. So that's the one time we didn't share.
Yeah.
I thought my burger was good. I thought it was good.
I did not really like their food, personally speaking.
I don't know, we went during lunch. Maybe it would have been better during dinner. I don't know.
I feel like maybe I should have got like pasta there too.
Well, I'm sure the dinner menu was like nicer than the lunch menu.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan.
Well, I'm glad I went once because I saw it at a Christmas movie last year with my mom. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. So yeah, I'm glad I did it once. I don't know if I'd do it again, but like it was cool.
I generally wouldn't recommend it, but it's a cool gimmick.
Yeah, and then after that, we went to Adventure Zone, which is like an arcade slash like laser tag.
Played some mini golf.
Yeah, we played.
Beat her butt at some air hockey. Had a great old time.
You barely beat me. You beat me by a point.
Still won.
So basically, he was like way ahead of me. It was like 2-5 or 1-5, but he kept like scoring on himself. So I was like, oh, cool. So
I may have only won by 1 point, but I did get 80% of the points. I just got many of them on myself.
Well, of course we played skee ball too, but like yeah, the
you kicked my ass at skee ball.
Oh, I'm good. I'm not like good, but I get like 25,000. That's decent at skee ball.
I was.
You were getting like 18,000.
I'm usually good at skee ball, so that's why I was kind of disappointed with myself.
But the mini golf there is super cute. Like here's a photo. Like it looks like Duluth. Like it's super cute. It was super fun. Cute. And I never keep score when we play mini golf. I just play to have fun because I'm terrible. But yeah. And then after that, we got a little snack at the chocolate factory. And I don't even like apples, okay?
Peanut butter apple.
But their chocolate apples are amazing. Like that was really good.
I like the chocolate covered strawberry batter.
Those were good too. And then they make little truffles, which are good as well.
I'm not a huge truffle guy.
Yeah, we got those with the honeymoon package. Technically, we didn't pick them out, but they were good.
Those are good.
And then we went back to our hotel and I got dressed into this cute little black dress and tan coat. If you saw my Shein haul, then you know.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, so after that, we went to this Italian restaurant called Belicio's. Which again, Belicio's is another restaurant I saw a lot growing up because it's in the middle of Canal. But like, again, it's like a fancier date spot. So you're not gonna go there with your whole family. And then my sister went there once and she didn't like it. So she told me not to go, but I was like, no, I'm gonna try it. Like the reviews are good.
It was good.
Yeah, I had a gnocchi for the first time. Did I say it right?
Gnocchi, yeah.
Yeah, I had gnocchi for the first time. So here's the photo of that. And it was really good. The caprese salad, not so good. They just didn't cut it up. Like, I like when a caprese salad comes already cut up. Like, I'm not paying for it, you can cut it up. Yeah, like that's how I feel, I guess.
That's fair.
And then I had,
I don't remember what I got.
We shared. No, wait. No, we did share. Yeah, we did share.
Okay, that
and
makes sense
then the drink I got, I don't even remember what it was. It was some kind of cranberry drink. It was okay. I'm such a frugal person, but the one place I'm most splurge is the food. So I was like, I want an appetizer, I want a drink. We're just on our honeymoon though. Like I'm not really like that on normal dates. Like sometimes I am.
I just remember
But not
their chicken marsala looked really good.
I know, but
So it's kind of like the one time I'm like, I don't know if I want to share. But then we still shared it.
basically, I was like, okay, we don't have to share, but I still want to get the appetizer and the drink. And you're like, oh, we're gonna share. Like you're like, okay, this is gonna get really expensive.
I'm still frugal even if I want to.
But I told him if we go again, I'll just get a dish and he'll just get a dish because the drink wasn't worth it and the appetizer wasn't worth it.
Then we also got bread.
Oh, we got bread too. And again, only like
so we got 2 appetizers.
only like half the bread in there was good because they had like different kinds in there. The other half was not good. So again, I don't think it was worth it then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I liked their gnocchi was alright though.
Oh, I loved their gnocchi. It was so good. And like, yeah, I'd give that place like an 8 out of 10. Like it was spendy, so I wish I would have loved everything I ordered. But like the one entree I ordered, I loved.
Yeah.
And I liked that, like, because I like getting dressed up. But sometimes when we go on dates, I'm like, wow, I'm too dressed up for this restaurant. Whereas this restaurant, it's like, it is fancier. So like, it made sense.
Our Italian place in Fargo
dress
is
up.
fantastic.
It's closed.
Spaghetti Western.
Oh, Spaghetti Western. They talking about Johnny Carino.
I like Spaghetti Western more.
And I was gonna say, we don't like Olive Garden, so.
I love Spaghetti Western.
Spaghetti Western, again, it's the same.
Fantastic.
I've tried like 2 or 3 different things and I like them, but I haven't found the one thing I love yet. I didn't like their gnocchi.
Fantastic.
I need to get a pesto gnocchi. I tried a gnocchi here with marinara and it's not as good. Like I'm a pesto girly with my gnocchi is what I'm learning. But yeah, so we went there and then after that we just, you know, went to the hotel room. So the next morning I woke up and we ate breakfast while we were looking at the lift bridge. So that was really nice. And then I got dressed and I wore my new sweater that day. Here's my new sweater.
So we went to breakfast at the social.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that was the day before.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyway, the day before we went out for breakfast, but we didn't really like it. So I just skipped over it because we didn't really like it.
I really liked it.
You did not. You said I don't like breakfast burritos.
But it was a good one. And it came with hot sauce and...
It was one of those breakfast burritos where like, it was so stuffed that like, it was just messy.
I'm not a fan of breakfast
like
burritos 100%. Like, I would rather have like a breakfast sandwich, or honestly, I'm not a huge breakfast food guy. I go to a breakfast place and I usually order like a chicken sandwich or a burger or a sandwich. Like, I'm not...
See, I used to not be a breakfast person,
I'm not a pancake guy. I'm not a breakfast sandwich guy. Like, if I'm gonna go to a breakfast place and I have to get breakfast food, I'm gonna...
Basically, I told you, I said, oh, that looks like it's the most filling and it's cheap. So I was like, this is the best deal.
And granted, like, as far as breakfast burritos go,
like, it was good. It just wasn't like...
Good.
I know the breakfast burritos at McDonald's are actually terrible, but I love them. I grew up on them, so I love them. So yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I got dressed and then we got a free voucher from our hotel when we checked out
to go to the aquarium.
And thank God we did because it was not worth $40.
I had a great time though.
Like,
it was free.
Well, I was mad though because the one thing I wanted to see they didn't have that day because they were cleaning the tank, and I was so they had otters, and then we get down there and they're like, oh sorry, the otters are gone for cleaning, and I was like, no! I was so...
I'd like to see the fishies.
So yeah, we went to the aquarium. Here's some photos of the aquarium. I mean, it was pretty. It just like when the one thing you want to see isn't there.
It's a little sad.
Kind of sad, but it was free. So thank you, hotel.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we did. And then after that, we drove. How long was it? Oh, no. We had lunch at this really good sushi place. It's called Cloud9.
That was the best food I had.
Here's our sushi. We did not share because we like very different sushi. I like all raw sushi, and he likes like tempura.
I like tempura better a little bit. Generally though, like, it depends on where I'm at. If I'm at a place where I know they can get like fresh fish quickly, then I might go for like a nigiri.
Well, babe, Duluth is right by the water. I mean, I don't know what fish are in there, but...
Yeah, granted, that was one of those ones where it's just like, I saw something good on the menu, so I tried it, but...
I get the rainbow roll every time, never changes. He kind of switches it up. I never change. I always get the rainbow roll.
A lot of the times when I'm out on a more coastal city, I go more nigiri focused rather than like tempura or roll focused.
Okay, so after that, we went to Gooseberry. Here's the photo of Gooseberry, which is like waterfalls, which again was really pretty. I think I've just been there too many times though. Like, I've been there like 5 times, and I feel like every time you see it, it gets a little less magical.
Memorable.
I hate to say that. You would think I'd think that about Canal, but I never do. Canal is like magical to me. I love the Canal. But yeah, so the whole time I was like, oh yeah, like it's pretty. Which I think kind of ruined your first experience. But in my head, like, you know when you're younger and you just have these memories of like things being amazing. And then you get there like, oh, like, it's pretty, but it's not as like amazing as I remembered. Whereas the Angkor Tower, yes, I've looked at it a lot from a distance, but I've only walked up it once years ago. So like walking up it after like 5 years and looking at that view, it was magical because I've only done it once and it was a really long time ago. Whereas I went to Gooseberry like 2 years ago. So it wasn't that long ago. So I don't know, like I still enjoyed it, but like it wasn't like, wow, like it was the first couple times I went. Which is, I feel like I ruined it for you a little bit. I'm sorry. Because I took photos like, oh, this is pretty, but like, whatever. Like, it was kind of sad.
It was fun. I liked it a lot.
But I mean, as you can see in the photo, like, it is beautiful, but I just think I've been there too many times. And then after that, we went to a place I've never been to before. A local was telling us about it. It's called Silver Bay. What is that, like, hour and a half out of Duluth?
The black sand beaches.
And the black sand beaches. It's a little bit of a drive. Like, it's past the North Shore, which is where Gooseberry is. And this is Silver Bay in the photo I'm popping up right now. And it was pretty. And then I have a video on my Snapchat of the black sand beach. And then this cute, oh, it's on my Snapchat again. Okay, whatever. We found this, we didn't make this. There was like a heart sculpt, yeah, like made of rocks. So I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. Like this is like made, well, I don't know. There's also like wedding photos going on and somebody got proposed like up on the hill above us. I was like, okay, like there's heart here. I'm sure one of them made it, but like we're on our honeymoon and it felt like it was for us, but it probably wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was funny, the people that got engaged, like we were like walking around right by them when it happened and we were like, oh, congratulations, like we're on our honeymoon. And they're like, oh, what's your advice for like wedding planning? And we were like, because we cut a lot of corners. Like we were like, focus on what really matters to you. I think that's what I said. Because people will go broke or in debt for a wedding and I just won't do that personally. But yeah. So that's what I said. I said focus on what really matters to you because weddings are expensive. Or I should have been like, it's the dream. I don't know. That was a really real answer. But so yeah, then we stayed at a hotel by the Black Sand Beach. I just think it's funny. Like you switched our hotels and I didn't know that.
Basically the hotel that she wanted was only available for 2 days, so then the third day I got it at a different one. So that was my problem solving. So
when we pulled up, I was like, babe, there's a water park attached to this hotel. He's like, oh. And I was like, that means there's gonna be a lot of kids. So it's funny, like we were sitting on top and I just hear kids screaming running down the hall and I was like,
Solomon did do great that.
And that's why I don't like our apartment anymore because there's a lot of kids that run screaming down the hall. So I was like, oh, like I left home to avoid this. And there's kids. So yeah, it was kind of funny.
But then we just drove back into town to get dinner. So by the time we got back out there
they were all asleep.
They were all asleep. So
but I felt bad because I really want to go back into Canal for little Angie's. Here's a photo of our really good tacos. And I was like, I feel bad. We're driving like an hour and a half back in just because I really want to go to this one restaurant.
It wasn't a big deal. I thought it was fun.
Ooh, okay. I don't have a photo of it, but for their appetizer at that place, they had
guacamole bites.
But they were fried.
Deep fried.
Oh, sorry. Oh my god, they were good.
Deep fried guacamole that they dipped in a Southwest ranch.
Yeah, and I told Solomon, I was like, this is either gonna be awful or it's gonna be amazing.
I really liked them also just because there was like one or two that we had left once our tacos arrived. So then I just opened them up and it became my guac on my taco. And
again, we shared, so like we saved money.
It was really good.
I feel like it's a really good way to not overeat either. Because like normally when I eat at restaurants, I'll get a little bloated and feel kind of like crap. Because like portions are just
portion size is too dang big.
Like in Mexico, they weren't nearly that big. I feel like in Japan, they probably weren't that big.
No, like Japan is like it's a food for a person.
But so yeah, we saved money.
The only food that's gonna make you leave feeling like stuffed in Japan is ramen, and that's because that's kind of what it's famous for.
Yeah, and then our last day, ooh, we were debating on what to do our last day because the day before I mentioned going to Split Rock.
I woke up a bit sick, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So then we had a bit of a slower start.
Well, then we went to
math
this gas station, and instead of the like 25 bucks we put in, it charged us like 100 something. So I called the bank, and they're like, "Oh, I don't see this." And apparently it went away right after I saw it. And I was like, well, now my bank thinks I'm crazy because it went away like a minute after I saw it. But that sucks. We had to call our bank, and then I looked crazy. So that was funny. But yeah, so we were debating on what to do because the day before I mentioned going to Split Rock Lighthouse, but I thought it was free. Like when I was a kid, I remember going there and it was free. So when we pulled up and the girl was like, oh yeah, it's like, what was it, 20 a person?
Something like that, yeah.
And I was like, ooh, like that's kind of, and you're just looking at the lighthouse. Like it's pretty, but there's really not a lot to do. So like the night before we were like, okay, like we're not gonna do this. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow, like we'll sleep on it. So we left. And in the morning of, I was like, oh, it's like 10 minutes for a hotel. And like, I think I just want to do it once. That way, if somebody asks me, oh, is it worth it to go to the lighthouse? I could be like, yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that kind of person where like, the what if is like what gnaws at me. So I was, the whole night, I was like, but what if it's actually cool? Like, what if? And I haven't seen it since I was like really little. So it won't be the same gooseberry thing where I'm like, oh, I've seen it too many times. So yeah, we went to it and we paid the 20 bucks each. The thing I wasn't thinking I was gonna like, I loved the video.
Yeah, they had like a video of like explaining how the lighthouse was built.
They had like a little movie.
Cool.
It was like 20 minutes.
It's kind of like a museum.
Which I guess, I don't know why I thought I would like that. Like history is one of my favorite classes growing up. Like I actually love that stuff. So I don't know why I thought I was gonna like it. That building smelled though. I don't know why. Like the information, so besides that, it was good. Just the building smelled weird. So we watched the video and then we went outside. Here's a video of us like right by the lighthouse, and like you get this gorgeous view of the water. And then when you can like walk over to one of the houses that like the lighthouse keeper stayed in that you could tour. You can only tour one of them because the other 5 are like unavailable, but that was cool. And then if you go like outside the building to the side, you could like hike down so you can get these really good views of the lighthouse. So like here's us hiking down by the lighthouse. As you see, there's us, and then in the corner to the left, there's the lighthouse. And then I took another photo when we hiked further down of just the lighthouse. It was actually really pretty.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that hike though, going down, it was fine. But going up,
it's a lot of stairs.
And there was like an older couple that was like coming down as we were going up, and they were like, and I was sitting there like, oh my god. And the older lady was like, oh boy, I'm worried now. So I hope they made it safe and sound. I don't know, they probably did. But yeah, so yeah, I would say Split Rock is worth it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I don't think I'd go to it again, but it was worth it to see it at least once. And then in the video, they said it's like the most seen landmark in Minnesota, and I did not expect that.
I would have expected the Mall of America.
Yeah, you would think it's like Mall of America or like the Lift Bridge. Like that surprised me. That's a lighthouse. You don't
100% know. Like they said landmark, and I guess I don't know 100% if the Mall of America is classified as a landmark.
The Lift Bridge would be.
So
right?
I don't know. That might be one of those things. Like I don't necessarily know what's classified as a landmark and what isn't. So that might be the caveat of like, I have a very hard time believing that the Split Rock Lighthouse has more visitors than the Mall of America. But it might just be like, Mall of America might not be classified as a landmark, so that might be the toss-up difference.
Well, yeah, the video was cool. I mean, you got to learn about all the crashes before the lighthouse, how many like people the lighthouse saved before the technology of like radar and stuff. So it was actually really, really cool.
It was cool.
So yeah, the next thing we did, I took him to my favorite coffee shop. I don't know, in Duluth, maybe ever. I think it's really cute. It's a Dunn Brothers coffee, which is like a chain. But as you can see at the photo I'm popping up, it looks
like a log cabin.
Yeah, it looks like a little lake log cabin. It's so cute. So then we went there. The parking there sucked though. There was like no parking.
We just parked on the street. It wasn't a big deal.
I know, but whatever. So then we went in. I read my book again. What did you order? You ordered like a creamsicle something. But that place was good because they had more than just coffee. So like,
yeah,
like most coffee shops have more than just coffee, but like you don't like the refreshers at Starbucks. So yeah.
Starbucks is just not very good.
And I just ordered a pumpkin spice latte, I think, and it was really, I think that's what I ordered, and it was really good. So I took him to a coffee shop, and then when we went back to Canal before we left, we were just walking around, and I saw this adorable ice cream shop. called Love Creamery, and I was like, oh my god, we're on our honeymoon, like we have to go there. It wasn't very good. Like we waited in line for like 15-20 minutes, and then we shared it again for like one scoop, and it was still like $8, and then we ate it and we're like we didn't finish it.
It's kind of mid.
Like I felt bad, like, but we didn't finish it. Like we walked out of the place, walked a little bit, and then like, threw it away because it just wasn't very good. But it looks cute on the outside. I mean, maybe you'll like it. Maybe it's just our taste buds. So like, still try it. But yeah. And then I don't have a picture shoot, but we went downtown. I don't really go downtown too much. I love Ragstock. So we went to Ragstock, and then we walked down the street and we went to Pizza Luce for lunch.
That place was good.
That place was really good. It wasn't too expensive. Oh, but then when we were about to leave, I saw that there was a coffee shop downtown. I was like, I want to try this place, but I don't need more coffee. So next time we go, we got to go there. What was it called again?
I don't know.
I just remember it was like downtown past Pizza Luce. I'll have to Google it, but I really want to go to that one coffee shop. And then we went back to the lift bridge, because that's the last thing my family and I always do. We just like sit at the bench, like look at the lift bridge, look at the water for like 10 minutes, and then we get in the car and we go home. So yeah, that was our honeymoon. But it was just 3 days. I feel like our honeymoon was short compared to most people's honeymoons.
For sure.
But that's because our original plan was to do a mini moon in Duluth, and then in December we wanted to go to New York, because I've never seen New York at Christmas time. It's just so expensive though.
Yeah.
Like you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a wedding, and then like here's $5 more to go to New York, and I'm like, because I also wanted to like take the train and see Niagara Falls, which made it more expensive, because then you need to like spend a night wherever Niagara Falls is, right? Whatever town that is. So it's like you're spending, oh god. So I was telling Solomon, I was like, that's gonna be anniversary, like a late anniversary trip, because I just can't like wrap my head around spending this much more money. So now we're planning like a cute little trip to Minneapolis, because I've never been there in the cities. Like I've never been to the cities at Christmas time either. So we're gonna go there next month for a couple days and like go to some plays, go to a light festival.
Yeah.
Which is at a winery, which would be really cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's us. That's all the life updates.
That's your thing.
I started my SC Writes, because I'm writing a poetry book. So it's Solomon. What? It's Sophie Carlson Writes. That's what it stands for. Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. You can check out our social medias if you want to see more like wedding photos and more honeymoon photos. And yeah, we're gonna be working on our wedding video as soon as we get the footage back. So hopefully that's up in the next month or two. And then yeah, next week, hopefully if I get the photos back, will be my wedding dress video. So yeah, just make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell, because we got a lot going on.
A lot of things coming up.
I have a whole, I don't even know if I showed you, but I have a whole notes app of like 20 some video ideas. I have video ideas up until March. So please just make sure you're subscribed if you want to see any more of us. He's also a musician, so I'll leave his I was in your new music video like a week ago. So yeah, I sang in one of his songs, so I was in the music video. So I'll like make sure I leave all that link down below if you're curious. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye!
You are always on my mind, always on my mind, always on my mind. Oh.